Okay. Um, I really liked okay, let's listen to what like Anna Grimsdotter had to say because like that was very interesting. Let's listen to this again.
What Morgenhold knew about the mass kernels, recursive computation, and weaponized algorithms is akin to what Oppenheimer knew about atoms or what Turing knew about digital computers. Project Watson, the United Nations investigation into the mass kernels, will be remembered for centuries alongside the Manhattan Project as fundamental research that changed the nature of warfare forever. Imagine if Che Guevara had kidnapped and interrogated Oppenheimer in 1959, and you have a pretty accurate parallel of the situation we're in right now.
Like and Arthur, hey, everything's I just want to say anything about yeah. Oh my god, that's like the way how to get viewers on Twitch. Like just drop any comment on Brazil. Like yeah. Um, so I want to say like with the idea of like okay chaos theory and like not specifically as you, but like in this entire vibe of the game of like okay hey um for here it is like something more specific than just a theory. Here it is like whatever kind of like still knowledge that probably makes you able to like build specific technology that gives you a specific advantage or like new um I think in the end it's probably going to be like okay hey new super weapons or some shit but this idea that like okay hey um chaos theory um, changed the nature is going to change the nature of warfare. Um, so the thing is, I've actually taken a course, like a university course, on technology, like scientific, basically like science, technology, and the development of warfare. Um, like I know a bit about that stuff, and especially like we with Antoine Bousquet, who's like a researcher into like military history and yeah, like with a specific focus on science and technology and how both of these have like changed warfare over yeah over history. And there is a like in the 1980s with complex systems theory and chaos theory coming up, um, the US military actually adopted a doctrine. Like it's actually like an explicit doctrine, which is called network-centric warfare. And to give you like just a short impression, like um, we often have like when we think about the military, we think like okay, the military is made probably like the most hierarchically organized um, organization there is, and like a completely top-down thing that like okay oh like on top is like the president or the general or whatever and like okay then like the command goes like from the top to the bottom and like okay um the more you are at the bottom the more you just have like an executive function and you own everything you're doing is following orders. And that might be true on like a formal level, like the way the military describes itself. Um, but the thing is, and that's like something like basically the idea of the big idea of network-centric warfare, which is like also related to stuff like counterinsurgency. Like it's actually related to okay how the U.S. military dealt with the situation in the Iraq War and like the okay hey um, like the aftermath of the Iraq War. Like, okay, how like they tried to explain to themselves how is it possible like small like splinter cells with like far inferior technology um can actually like strike against this vastly superior military force. Um how can they be successful with that? And because it's kind of like counterintuitive. And so basically, like one of the key, like that's like so the interesting thing is like okay, it's like fictionalized in this game. Like it sounds like oh yeah, like a cool movie or some shit, but parts of this, and of course, like not exactly like this, like but like this themes of everything about this is actually like actually plays a role in reality and in like the actual US military. And networks, so basically network centric warfare basically says like embraces the fact that okay, hey, there is no such thing as like a one man top down structure of all of command and like basically following these commands. Um, but there's always something, there are always network effects that basically, okay, you have like multiple different agents, and all of these different agents have like, for example, like localized knowledge about their specific situation they're in, that like, for example, and like a like the commander also doesn't have. And basically what they were trying to do, like, okay, there were always effects like bottom up emergence effects. Like basically you could think about emergence um, when you think about like swarm dynamics, like a swarm of fish, for example, or a swarm of birds. Like they aren't flying or swimming in random. Like there is a very specific order there, but there is like no one central boss fish. It's like basically a certain kind of pattern and order that develops out of the action and interaction of like multiplicity of different small agents. And um, this is also like a natural and a social phenomenon, and basically network-centric warfare tried to understand that phenomenon and then try to like consciously wield it as a weapon in warfare and military strategy. Yeah, okay, just like a little bit of a, and also what I find interesting in like what he said, like the Colonel Irving Lambert with like, okay, hey, oh, the second grade communist revolutionary actually isn't like that big of a guy. He's actually just like doing the job for someone else who doesn't want to be seen, and who may be able to just like like basically put the blame on that gorilla. Yeah. Okay, let's go. Let's fucking go. I just want to use these like little intersections to say stuff that I find interesting and important, and yeah, because that's the way I play games.